What's up, everybody? I'm Josh Meek, the Uber Geek. You're listening to Pretty Dece. And Netflix is doing something really interesting right now in the world of video. Of course, they love to ship you TV shows on demand, and today they took a step further because the first interactive episode ever on their service arrived. So what this means is exactly what it sounds like. It's a choose-your-own-adventure. So right now it's just in kid shows. The first one came up in Puss in Book, Trapped in an Epic Tale. It gives you decision points throughout the episode. So they started with kid shows thinking that, kids are already yelling at the screen, telling the characters in the show to do things, so might as well make that real. Right now it's only available on some smart TVs, game consoles, it's on iOS, it's on Roku. It's not on the web, it's not on Chromecast, it's not on Android, so it's not everywhere that you can watch Netflix. You have to have some sort of input device, and then of course, for certain reasons, it's not on Android or web, but it is in a fair number of places. And in the case of Puss in Book here, it gives you 13 choices throughout the episode that are decision points. You use your controller to tell it what you want to do. And the paths branch, but it's kind of like a video game. They branch and then join back up together, and then branch and then join back up together. So I'm actually looking at the kind of flowchart for how the episode goes here. And there's a point in the woods where you can branch out, and it actually does go into some different paths. So if you go down one path, you have a few decisions that take you to kind of a pseudo-ending, loops you back around to the start of the woods where you can take the other path, or you can skip that section entirely and just do the other path. So apparently at its shortest runtime, this is 18 minutes to get through it. At its longest, it's 39 minutes. The second interactive episode that comes out, so it's an episode of Buddy Thunderstruck, it will be about 12 minutes at its shortest to basically an infinite runtime, because it actually has an infinite loop in terms of decisions that you're allowed to make. So this is really cool. It's just for kid shows right now, but obviously this is something that they're testing to take into their normal programming. They kind of talk about sort of why they sort of got into this role. And they really decided that they did some research into interactive storytelling and tried to figure out why hasn't it been done before? And they really came to the conclusion that it was just technical limitations. You can't do that over normal terrestrial TV. You can't do that over cable TV even, really. So they finally have the ability to. They're not beholden to run times. They're not beholden to the fact that there's no input method for most television outside of your remote control that just changes channels. So they can finally do interesting things like this. So movies have kind of toyed with this before, right? You go back to Clue that had kind of different endings. I would love to see something actual serious, like a real adult story told with branching paths like this. Think about this applied to Netflix original series. Think about this applied to a movie where you could watch the movie and end up with one whole ending, a whole set of scenes, and then watch it again and get a completely different set. That's really fun, and it kind of is the ultimate realization of the dream of FMV games from the 90s, things like Sewer Shark or Night Trap. It's what they were trying to do. It's what they wanted to do. Back then, of course, you had to buy the game, spend a ton of money just to have this thing that really you could only play through once or twice, and the acting was terrible. With Netflix, you're already paying the Netflix subscription, so yeah, they can put all the work into giving you a cool branching storyline that you'll watch once or twice, and then feel good about never needing to go back. And of course, because it is Netflix, you can expect a certain level of quality that you didn't get from most FMV games back in the day. So, I think it's really neat. I'm excited about it. I'm really excited about the prospect of it. I love the idea of one of my favorite mediums, video games, merging with television, where it kind of blurs the lines. I'm making decisions. I'm not moving the character along, but my actions led me to this particular ending, led me to this particular scene, and I really, really like that sort of that blending of lines. So I'd love to hear what you guys think. Would you like this in your TV show, or do you want to just sit back on the couch and not think about it? Or do you like the fact that you'd be able to influence the show as it goes along? Press the call-in button in the Anchor app, call in, and let me know.